And Lot lifted up his eyes, and beheld all the plains of Jordan, that it was well watered everywhere before the Lord destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah, even as the garden of the Lord in the land of Egypt, as thou come unto Zoram. Then Lot chose all the plains of Jordan, and Lot journeyed east, and they separate themselves one from another. Verse 13, bottom half of 12. Lot dwelled in the cities of the plains, and pitched his tent toward Sodom. But the men of Sodom were wicked and sinners before the Lord exceedingly. Look at your neighbor and say, neighbor, too close to Sodom. You may be seated. Too close to Sodom. We have here in Genesis 13 past 19 about Abraham and Lot and a city called Sodom and Gomorrah. Herein now, everybody understands what Sodom and Gomorrah is about. We understand now that Lot and Abraham had separated themselves because they could not get along. The herdsmen were fighting. And Abraham said, it's time for us to separate ourselves. I believe that the herdsmen were fighting because of the attitude of the different herdsmen of Lot and Abraham were different. I believe that Abraham was a man of righteousness. And I believe that reflected in his servants. And I believe that there was something about Lot that just, you know how they say, there's something wrong, but I can't put my finger on it.
Wow.
Y'all ever ran into people like that? When you talk to them, something just don't seem right, but you just can't put your finger on it. And I believe Lot's people had that kind of spirit about them. When it came time to separate from his uncle Abraham, he said, if you go to the left, I'll go to the right. And Abraham said, if you go to the right, I'll go to the left. But the Bible says that Lot lifted up his eyes towards Sodom. And he looked at the plains, and he chose Sodom. Now, before we jump on Lot from choosing Sodom, we might want to ask ourselves, what is it, or what was it that helped Lot make such a choice? After living around his uncle Abraham, who was serving the Lord. To understand this, we have to go back to when God first called Abraham. He said, I need you to leave your family, your country, and go to a land where I'm going to show. And he took Lot with him. And as he was journeying to the place that God said, the Bible said a famine arose. And instead of trusting God, Abraham decided to go to a place called Egypt. Egypt was the mega area at that time. It was the Atlanta in Georgia. It had the bright lights